Hello everyone, welcome back to the video learning series of JavaScript. Today we are going to cover one of the most important topic into JavaScript programming, which is async and await. So what is async and await? Async await is a syntax that allows you to work with asynchronous code in a more synchronous like manner. It is built on top of promises and makes synchronous code easier to read and write. So if you go on through the previous videos based on the promises, it will be easy for you to understand this topic because it is somehow or like mostly dependent on that one. So first keyword which is related to this topic is async. A function declared with async return a promise. This allows you to use await within the function. Second keyword is await, used inside an async function to pause the execution of the function until the promise is resolved or rejected. If you are not using async at the function declaration level, then await you cannot use that because that will throw you an error. Something like you can use await only inside the async function. So let's get to the code. We will try with a basic example how we are using async and await into JavaScript. So it's like we are going to declare function definition fetch data, which is like this, which will return a new promise. As you learned into previous video, it has two parameters. One is resolve, second one is reject. Here is our arrow operator, the promise body. Here we are going to use set timeout, which is a function with I think we don't need any parameter here, so here we will make it something like mostly for 2 seconds. Yeah, right. And here we are going to resolve something what we can do, it could be a string data fetched. Later in our series we will be doing this with live APIs, so that time you can get more understanding why we are using set timeout for now. Come to the next part. We are going to use our method inside a block. Sorry, not a block, it's going to be a new function which is like get data. Here we are going to use try and catch block. We will come to later to this one also if I have not described it already. Let's see. So here inside try block we are going to call our promise. Okay, two things I am not writing for now to keep it more simple. Now what will happen as we are going to use the console log on the result. So one second, let me complete this one. So we will here console log our error. Keep it simple. You will say like it is almost similar to previous one. Here comes the magic, we will call it. Okay, so now what will happen, it is similar to previous one, but in terms to use async await, what you will have to do, you will have to use await before. Okay, we typed the norm wrong here, let's rename it. Okay, this is our method where we are using to going await, but to make the await work you will have to use async. Without async await is not going to work. If you use await without using async, it will going to throw errors into your console, your screen or server, wherever you are going to use. If I say server, it's like you are going to use Node.js. If I say front end, it's maybe the plain JavaScript, React.js, Angular, Vue. There is multiple front end libraries. So everything is built around JavaScript. That's why it is the most important language right now. Let's get back to the topic. So you cannot use await without async. Second question is coming into your mind, like what it will going to do. It's like until this method resolve, the later code will not execute. It await makes the code to wait to execute the method before which it is getting used. So first it will have to get resolve or reject, only then this code can get executed. So for how long it will wait, for 2 seconds, because the resolve is inside the set timeout block, which is taking 2 seconds to resolve. After that this code will execute. Let's try to run it. Do we have any errors? No, it's working. So at least it takes 2 seconds to run this code. This function is having a set timeout, which is getting like having 2 seconds. If you don't use await here and directly do, it will display you like new promise or something here, not the result. So for that we have to use await here. So let me explain you again. The fetch data, this fetch data returns a promise that resolve after 2 seconds. Get data is an async function, because we are having async at the function declaration level. So get data is an async function where await is used to pause the execution of this method until it resolve. Third thing, the result fetch data, which is coming from here, is log after the promise is resolved, which you can see here after 2 seconds. Fourth one is any error caught using try catch. So these are the 4 topics inside this one. One thing is also there, the error handling. So let's try to do some rejecting here. Let me clear it for you. Please do make notes before I clear it. You can pause the video to copy the code, or like just make your notes so later you can study around it. Let's try creating an async function, which will be something like, what should be the name, fetch data with error, because we will try to I will try to demonstrate you the error handling in promises. Here we are going to use a return block with new promise. It is the best syntax for defining our promises. You all know we have 2 parameters, resolve and reject, inside promises. Now we have our arrow body, inside which we will do something like set timeout. Okay, what should we do? We should do something like, we are going to reject it to see the error actually. Reject, here we will say for rejection data fetch error, simple as that, and it should take 2 seconds. This definition done. Let's get second part, where we are going to define again a sync function whose name is like the previous one, get data, and one second, a try block, try and catch, simple as that. Remove this part. Here we will try to call the above method, which we define with async. So await fetch data with error. Done with calling. We are going to use the console.log to see the result, whatever it is. Result. I do a lot of typo mistakes. Here we are going to log the error, console.error. 1 second. Let me add some string. We can pass multiple parameter to consoles. Readable, okay, it's left only E. Let's use it here. So one last thing, let's call this get data. Now it should this one will throw error, and this should log an error for us, because we are directly rejecting it. Let's do this. Caught error data fetch, from where it is consoling inside the catch block. It's not from the try block, it's from the catch, because you are rejecting it. It means, because okay, let's come to basic first. Our promise function has 2 parameters. First in resolve, which is like success, reject is like error. So this, what this try and catch block trying to do, try means it will try to execute the method if there is any error, which is in this case reject is throwing error which is coming into the catch block. Catch block will just try to do, or like what we are doing a console log, you can do anything here. Like if you are using any third-party service like AWS or Firebase for push notification kind of service, you can directly hit those there here also to notify a user like there is an error. There is multiple cases you can handle in terms of when you will be working on live projects on something. You can like there is multiple scenario which you will have to handle. So what we have learned in this video is like first one, we have learned about what is async and await. Second thing, we have learned handling the errors with async, await, and using the promises. So I think that's all for this video. Please do comment your queries and concerns if any into the comment block. Please do practice, make notes, and see you all in the next video. Till then, happy coding. Thanks for watching.